Mm, Good morning. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy. I would be Sandy. This would be my lovely studio in the middle of Joshua. No, I'm just making that up. Bermuda Dunes. We're near Joshua Tree, and we've been talking about that a lot lately. Now I can't even remember where I live. I really just wanted you to see that I have a guest with me today. There he is. Right, right, there. Yeah, that's Ponder. Yes, my little brave man named him for me. We named him Ponder Tracy. Yes, because I thought that was so cute. The brave man said he was going to ponder a new name. So, Ponder, we've been using him like elf on a shelf. You never know where you're going to find him. Yesterday, he was hanging from a kitchen cabinet eating a banana. Just saying. He's so cute. Oh, yesterday was like I still have my manicure, or at least part of my manicure. Most of it's gone, but I still have some. I'm saving it because I think it's hilarious. My Ella, my little 7-year-old great niece, did my nails for me for a birthday present, and they were beautiful. I had little unicorns and things like that. Pretty cool. I have to make my reservations today for my birthday spa day because I'm stretching my birthday out. I have 2 birthday lunches coming up with friends I haven't seen yet. It's so cool because it just keeps making my birthday longer and longer and longer. Yesterday I was at PT. They worked me really hard. I came back fairly exhausted. It That's the good news, right? I mean, that is the good news. They have not broken I'm trying to like fill you up on everything. They have not broken ground for the pool yet. Fingers crossed or whatever you do to like just expect miracles because today is another day when they could possibly say, yes, go for it. And my message from the contractor was, we're going to try again on Wednesday. No, on Tuesday or Wednesday. It's either today or tomorrow, but they're going to try again with the county. And if the county says yes, as they're expecting, then the very next day they will be here to pull out Casita Sandita and start ripping out grass and whatever else is in the yard so they can get a pool in there. I want to go swimming. Okay, but here's the issue. Okay, this is my issue, and I need help from you this morning or this afternoon, whenever you happen to watch this. I have all of this. Okay, I understand. The streaks of gray are very pretty. My hair is very, 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 very healthy. Yes, it's beautiful hair. Okay, I love my hair. I'm not gonna lie. I love this hair. I love that I wake up in the morning looking exactly the way I went to bed. Here's the problem. It gets dried out if you go swimming every day. And I'm supposed to go in the pool every day and get exercise that way. What do you do with your hair? And don't tell me a bathing cap. I'm not putting one of those hot things on my head. Those things that like squish your head in. I know I could wear a ponytail. So what does that mean? If I go underwater, I get a wet ponytail. You've got to wash your hair, don't you, after you go swimming? Okay, help me out here. How do I do this without getting a haircut? So yesterday I sent a message to my amazing, talented hairdresser, stylist, hair cutter slash friend forever. The only person who has cut my hair in probably 35 years, more. I don't know, 40 years. He's fabulous. Here's the problem. He said he's not available on Monday when I'm in town. So I should come another time during the week. And I said, well, I don't have any plans to do that. I mean, it's 2.5 hours each way, maybe more. And he said, if you were really ready to get a haircut, you would be sitting on my doorstep. And I said, well, I'm a little nervous. He said, if you're still nervous, you're not ready. Don't come. Uh, okay, so the question is, he wants to maybe he said, how about instead of cutting it all off, we start by doing some layers and stuff like that. Well, I hate layers because then you can't really do a ponytail when you play tennis, assuming I get to play tennis again. So the question is, do I cut it like to here. That was a nice length. Do I cut it all off and go for what I used to have? What do I do? What do you think? Okay. Indy had a great idea. He said I should go back and look at Morning Coffee with Sandye for the last 2 years. Not like to listen to each one, but just look at my haircut. Because in the last 2 years, I went from spiky short hair to this. There were a million places in between. I could stop anywhere. Yeah. The only thing I can't do anything about is bangs, because I got bangs for a while now. It's going to take a long time to grow out. Okay. Anyway, good morning. Good morning. Oh, Indy, you joined us. Yay. Oh, Tracy says no cutting. That's interesting because my daughter-in-law and my daughter, I want to say they said, see what you want to do, but don't. My daughter-in-law does not want it cut. Absolutely does not want it cut. Indy is, I thought he'd say don't cut it, but he's kind of, okay, well, let's see what they're going to do. Anyway, that's the hair story. So, sign in. What do you think? Tracy says no cutting. Okay, that's one vote. It's Carl Sagan Day. If you are at all delighted, astounded, confused by, um, in awe of those who can understand what's going on in the universe, you should be celebrating Carl Sagan Day. What an astronomer, what a biologist, what a scientist. The TV show Cosmos, that's Carl Sagan. He's like, phew. But still, even though he makes it a little easier to understand, I have to be honest, it's still so confusing to me. So many things are confusing to me. And that is confusing to me because I've always had this like joy of learning. I want to learn new things. I want to, but I've been very hesitant to learn like how to put my stuff up on Etsy. So it's on my list of things to do today. I do my daily sheet with my gratitudes and my plans and all that stuff. Online classes, that's number 4. And number 2 on the deliberate intentions and that I will complete no matter what is I'm going to buy what I need in terms of product for my computer. I keep saying I can't do this and I can't do that because I don't have the right stuff for my computer. It looks like I'm going to have to bite the bullet and buy Photoshop. I don't know how else to do it. I'm going to have to buy Photoshop and learn how to use it. Ba-bam. Yeah, I know I said ba-bam. That's too bad. Wait, comment. Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, Tracy, that's so sweet. She said, absolutely not. No cutting. You are so fortunate to have such healthy, thick, long hair at your young age. It is pretty weird to be in your 70s. I'm in my 70s, 72 and 3 days. It is pretty cool to have this kind of hair when you're 70 years old. But if you look, Indy loves this part. So do I. I've got these like streaks of pure white. Aren't they pretty? Yeah, when my hair is short, you can see them better. But when it's long, it just like covers everything up. Okay, moving along. It's go to an art museum today. I went the other day. I don't need to go today. I was at the Getty. I showed you all the pictures, right? No, I didn't show you the pictures, but they're posted on Facebook on my page. You can see some. Indy was having a field day taking pictures. He's a very, very gifted photographer. If he sends them to me, I'll post them. But he looks at things like an artist would look. He looks at a staircase and takes a picture of it, and it looks like a piece of art instead of a staircase. It's so bizarre to me. It's National Chaos Never Dies Day. You may as well enjoy chaos because it's here to stay. Chaos is a force of nature. It's all chaos, isn't it? Yeah, I like the chaos theory. Be unstoppable in the face of chaos. Ooh. Chaos is not a bad thing necessarily. No. Happy birthday to the happiest, smiliest man, Edwin. He lived from 1886 to 1966. And if you don't know him by name, you know him by laugh and smile. Because come on, who didn't see Mary Poppins, right? And do you remember when Dick Van Dyke took Mary Poppins and the kids to go see this friend of his? And they started laughing, and the more you laughed, the more you would fly up. Do you remember that scene? I love to laugh. And then they would go flying up in the air. And yeah, that was him. He was so awesome. He was also the Texaco Fire Chief back in the 50s and early 60s. Edwin was that he was their spokesman, and he played the Texaco Fire Chief. Your dad used to sing that? Oh, seriously, Edwin was so awesome. He was. Yeah. Here's to you, my pal. Happy birthday. Hedy Lamarr. Hedy Lamarr was born in 1913, one of the most beautiful actresses of all times. And you know that famous line, is it follow me? No, it's just come with me to the Casbah. You know that line? She's the one it was said to. Yeah, I don't remember what movie it was, but it was said to Hedy Lamarr. She was this like so beautiful. She was Austrian American, gorgeous, gorgeous, good actress. You, if you watch old movies at all, you know Hedy Lamarr. And in Blazing Saddles, there was a play on Hedy Lamarr, and they kept saying the guy's name in the movie was Hedy Lamarr, and people would call him Hedy Lamarr, and he'd just look at them and go, "That's Hedy Lamarr, Hedy," instead of Hedy. You get it? Okay, but here's the coolest thing about Hedy Lamarr. She wasn't just beautiful. She wasn't just a pretty face and a great actress. She was also fairly brilliant. And she and another guy who was a composer, also not a scientist, right at the beginning of the World War II era, they came up with this method of communication, some kind of scientific something or other that they ended up giving to our government, which ended up using it as part of their communication that helped win the war. And her achievements are now still being used in the way we do Wi-Fi. I'm not scientific, so I can't explain it better than that, but yeah, who would have thunk, huh? Yeah, an actress, a beautiful actress with a scientific brain. Hedy Lamarr, good on you, and thanks for Wi-Fi. Mary Travers' birthday. Yeah, I'm so sorry she's gone. Mary Travers of Peter, Paul, and Mary. Yeah. Um, showing that perfectly straight blonde hair, remember? Fabulous voice. And come on, Peter, Paul, and Mary. Puff the Magic Dragon. Just saying the name. I don't own the rights to the song. Ba-bam. Okay. Spiro Agnew's birthday. Did you know that he was the only US vice president to resign while he was in office? Yeah, that would be Spiro T. Who else? Anyone else? Let me think. Let me look here. Oh, I don't know, but this I don't remember this, but you might. 1979, apparently in the White House, there was a report on the, on the, what do you call it? The NORAD system, on the emergency warning system in the White House, that said the Soviet Union, this is for real, that the Soviet Union shot 250 missiles off and aimed them at the US. And then, like, less than a few minutes later, it said 2,200 missiles were aimed at and coming toward the US. There are only 3 to 7 minutes between the time you find out about something like that and you respond. Thank goodness in that period of time, before anyone pushed that little button, someone found out that there was a malfunction, and somehow the tape of a practice, what do we do in case of situation, the tape of that got threaded in with the real stuff. And at the last second, they abandoned any plans to retaliate. Good thing, don't you think? Now, I think it's interesting that it happened in my lifetime, and I have no recollection of that. So I have to assume they kept it very quiet until it was long over. Did you know about that? Like we almost got into a nuclear war? Like we were literally a couple of minutes, maybe seconds away from being in a nuclear war. But the good news is we're still here, right? Yeah. Okay. On this day in 1961, this musical guy named Brian Epstein walked into a place in Liverpool called the Cavern Club, and he saw these guys performing, and within a month, he had signed them to a contract that he was going to represent them. Yeah, but he had a terrible time because people kept turning him down. Nobody wanted him to have them record at their studio until they finally found I don't know, I don't even remember, MCI or something, whatever it was. He finally found some place and we got the Beatles. Good hanging in there, Brian Epstein. You know what? There are more stories I can tell you about people who were turned down, turned down, turned down, and then became famous, or who failed, 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 and then bam, they got it. Don't give up. If you have a dream, I'm talking to me right now. I'm talking about my word art. If you have a dream, Sandy, don't give up. Keep doing it. Keep pushing. Like I'm right here, right now. There's no reason for me to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and talk to 3, 4, 5, maybe a dozen people every morning. But in here, it's what I'm driven to do, and I will not give up. My job is to reach as many people as possible and make this world a kinder, friendlier, happier place. That's my job in life. That's my purpose. I do it through my word art. I do it through this. I do it through my coaching. I do it so many different ways. Yeah. And you know what? One of them or all of them are going to make a difference. And I keep reminding myself that making the difference in one life is all it really takes. And it just kind of mushrooms out, right? Okay, I'm here. I'm not, that was not a plea for you to tell me, please don't go. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep plugging away because for me, it ain't over. I got work to do. I would like it to be fruitful, but I have work to do. And I am, ooh, good mug for today. I didn't even think about this, but I am unstoppable. Okay, moving right along. 1988. Mary Jane Kelly, the fifth and we think final victim of the what's his name? Jack the Ripper. Yeah. But here's the interesting point. He was never caught. No. So we think that Mary was the last victim. Yes, Tracy, I love doing it and it does make me happy. And you're right. That's why I don't give up. One of the reasons why I don't give up. Plus, I just know that something's going to give. That's all it always does. I always end up, what was that old saying? I always end up with my butt in a tub of butter. I don't understand that. I don't understand. It's a colloquialism. I don't get it. It's kind of like in Spanish, it's no me tomes el pelo, which means don't pull my leg, don't make fun of me, don't tease me. But it literally means don't pull my hair. No me tomes el pelo. I don't know. Oh, 1874, the Central Park hoax. This is so cool. Remember, like maybe a week or two ago, we talked about the War of the Worlds and how Orson Welles was doing this artistic reading or whatever you want to call it on the radio. But people who missed the initial introduction to know that it wasn't for real, thought it was for real, that the Martians were landing and taking over the Earth, and people were panicking all over the place. Similar kind of story. This was in, I just told you, what year did I say? 1874. one of the New York newspapers printed a story. And when I say a story, I went and I followed up through this and I actually went and read the story. It had to have taken pages of a newspaper. I mean, it was like a novel about how somehow the animals broke out of I don't know, the New York Zoo, New York City Zoo, whatever it was, and how these animals were loose in the city and killing people. And I mean, it was like this terrifying story of what happened. They ate the zookeeper or something and broke out, and there were elephants and lions and all these horrible, scary animals running rampant through the city of New York. And it was only in the last paragraph, after pages and pages and pages, that it said, of course, none of this is true. This is just a story. But isn't it interesting to think about how our city would react in the face of a real disaster? So in the meantime, people are panicking because they don't read all the way to the end. As soon as they read that their city is being overrun by wild animals and people are getting killed, they start like packing and leaving town. That was quite a deal apparently. Yeah. That was 1874. About 115 years later, and the wall came tumbling down. That's it. We're right around the time when the Berlin Wall that divided East and West Germany was taken down, so you could freely move on both sides of Germany. Have you ever been there? They still have a like, it's more than a monument. You can go to where the guards were, where they would like the Checkpoint Charlie. Oh, I think that's what it's called, Checkpoint Charlie. It's pretty commercial there now, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was there with my daughter, and we were cracking up because you could not go into a store without the possibility of buying a piece of the wall. Authentic pieces of the wall, I'm told. Yeah, and maybe they are, I don't know. Um, Little pieces of the Berlin Wall under glass, little pieces of the Berlin Wall in slivers on cards. It was a big wall, but it's hard for me to believe after all these years they could still be selling pieces of it, but who knows? Oh, your son, what, he was there when the wall, no, you're not old enough to have a son who was there when the wall came down, are you? Are you really? I mean, that was like in 89, 99, 109. That's 30 some years ago. Oh, okay, good. No, later. Thank you. I thought, Tracy, you're not that old. I mean, you can't have a baby that old. Anyway, I'm sure Tracy, if he was there, he told you it was awesome. And to actually, they still have guards there. And they still, yes, they still have the ruins of the wall there. And to be there and realize what it must have been like for those people who had been separated from their families and their friends for years. And all of a sudden, the wall comes tumbling down and the country is reunited. They're pretty awesome. Yeah, not going to lie. Okay. We joke a lot about how short I am. My 24-inch inseam and my 4'10" and my 2 head instead of 4 head, right? Okay, well, I found out why. Because someone else got all the height. In 1837, the Giants of Seville, and I'm not sure if this is when they got married, died, born, I don't know. But in Seville, there was this couple. They were, like I don't know, what do you call it besides a freak show? They were anomalies. Martin and Anna. Martin was approximately 7.5 feet tall, and Anna, his sweetheart, was 7 feet 11 inches. That's not small. She was like a whole person taller than I. Yeah, yeah. I think I've mentioned before that my nephew Aaron, who is my blood relative, my brother's son, is like 6'5" or something like that. No, it happens sometimes. Everybody in my sister-in-law's family was like tall like that. I mean, he and his wife are both well over 6 feet, and their kids, they're like, 2-year-olds and they're taller than Auntie Sandy. Okay, not 2, but you know what I mean. But they surpassed me long, long, long ago in height. Can we talk about another anomaly? This is the day that in 1952, so most of you weren't around yet, that Charles Zimmy died. He was another one of those, Ripley's Believe It or Not type characters. Charles Zimmy was called the human fish. He was a legless swimmer. I guess when he was like 9 years old, he was in a nasty car accident, had both of his legs cut off. And yet, he was this masterful swimmer. He taught himself to be like a great swimmer. And he swam 150 miles. Yeah, because his body was so buoyant without legs that he could float and sleep at the same time. 150 miles. That's a long time. I'm hoping there was like a boat and they'd pull him in and, like feed him and stuff like I don't know. I didn't get the details. But you can look him up yourself. Charles Zimmy, the human fish. He died on this day in 1952. And then in 1976, we lost an icon. Gina, how wonderful to see you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, my friend. Oh, I miss this girl. Now, seriously, I'm happy. I'm happy. But if you can ever catch her doing a live, she just radiates. She's so beautiful. Hi, Gina. Oh, I don't know if you've ever been here before, but good morning. Anyway, let me finish telling you about this because in 1976 we lost an icon, and I know you know this icon. We lost Smokey the Bear. Yeah. Did you know that Smokey the Bear was not just a drawing? Apparently, there was a fire in New Mexico. There was a major fire, and someone rescued this little bear cub. It was in 1950, something like that. Someone rescued a little bear cub, and they named him Smokey, and he became the incarnate Smokey the Bear. And he lived until 1976. He was so incredibly popular, by the way. Here's my trivia for you today. Smokey the Bear, the real one, not the cartoon one, who obviously is still popular. He was so popular that the United States government gave him his own zip code. Yeah, that's how much mail Smokey the Bear got. I think this is one of those songs I don't need to have the rights to. Smokey the Bear, howling and a growling and a sniff in the air. He can spot a fire before it starts to flame. That's why they called him Smokey, and that's how he got his name. Yeah. And by the way, that's why we have Smokey and the Bandit. Because when the troopers started wearing those big, like, forest ranger type hats, they looked like Smokey the Bear, so they started calling him Smokies. Yeah. Oh, I am so full of trivia today. I love it. Okay. Only you can prevent forest fires. Only you can prevent a whole lot of stuff. And most of it is in your own life. So take charge, my friends. Okay, more trivia. I thought this was so weird. There's this site I look at occasionally to find, like cool stuff for you. And today is the day that Gloria Swanson, was she I Want to Be Alone? No, that was someone, I don't know. Gloria Swanson, old-time movie actress. Gloria Swanson got divorced. No big deal, right? But then I read that was from her first husband. Then I was reading the marriages of today. Today is also the day that she got married to her second husband. I guess back in the 30s, you could do that. I don't know. But she got divorced and remarried all in the same day. Talk about a quick decision, huh? Let's see. I'm going to get rid of this one. I'll take you. Done. Okay. Pretty funny. All right. Back in 1958, only 3 records had sold more than $3 million worth of records. And the one in 1958 on this day was You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog. I do not have the rights, so I'm only telling you the name of the song. I'm not singing it. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. That's just the name of the song. The other two, by the way, were Bing Crosby, White Christmas, and Gene Autry, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Only 3 songs to sell over $3 million worth of music. That might have changed since then, but that was up to them. One final memory today, we remember Mariam Makeba. Every time I even say her name, I can picture this woman wrapped in these beautiful colors of cloth with her head all wrapped up going pata pata ta 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 pata pata. That was her big song. If you don't know that song, you need to Google it right away and listen to Pata Pata. It will put you in that, just like, it'll get you going. That's all I can say. It'll get you going. All right, time for the word art. We're there. Here's the word art for today. Ooh, did I say the quiet part out loud? Sorry, not sorry. Isn't it often that we say the quiet part out loud and then we have to apologize or retract? Don't retract. Sometimes the quiet part is the part that needs to be heard. It needs to be said. You don't have to necessarily be the one to say it. So watch your mouth. But just remember, there isn't much that we say, unless we know it's wrong, that we really need to be sorry about. Sometimes that quiet stuff clears the air. Just saying. Just saying. But if it's just an opinion, you might want to consider keeping it to yourself unless you're asked for it. And speaking of ask for it, I'm asking for coffee. So here's a sip and a smile. I love you guys. Think happy thoughts about the county of Riverside saying, of course they can have a pool in their backyard, because then you guys can all come over and we can have a swimming party. It'll be so much fun. And what do you think? Cut it? Don't cut it? How short? Love you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.